of Nigeria. His name Finidi George Finito, and we'll be looking forward to very great times again when it has to do with the Super Eagles. We've got some very interesting stories, but we know that last night was superb in the whole of Europe and across the world. It was the clash of the Titans. Yes, the big teams. It was Germany versus, some say Germany versus England. Some say it's Germany versus England versus Spain. Yes, but it was definitely a match made in heaven where we got the Galacticos Real Madrid taking on Bayern Munich in a very, very interesting first leg semi-final of the UEFA Champions League. We saw 4 goals come in a flash. First goal, Madrid, drawing first blood, and it took something amazing from Leroy Sané, showed again how powerful his left foot is to get that equalizer. Voila, before you know it, take us through how last night was in the UEFA Champions League.
You know, it's an amazing night always when it comes to UEFA Champions League, and yesterday was no different because these players, the Bayern Munich players and the Real Madrid players, they were all at the top of their games last night, and then it was just amazing. Toni Kroos, the first goal that came from Real Madrid, Toni Kroos had to just point, use his eyes to communicate. He used his eyes to communicate to Vinicius Junior. Make that run. I'm sending you that email, and he did send him the email. Email delivered right at the spot, and then we all know how smart and how well Vinicius Junior can finish. So he was able to finish, and then never had nothing to do to stop that goal because that was a one-on-one. The run was amazing. The pass was well timed. And the other hand, Sané, we know how powerful he is when he comes down that left flank. There is nothing a goalkeeper can do if he gets through. The defender
was at fault, letting Sané cut through him like a knife through hot butter.
There is nothing he could do because he actually spinned out. That was what he did. That was like a basketball move. I guess he watched a lot of basketball. He just spinned out of the defender's back, and then he got the pass. The moment he got the pass, he just took 2-3 drives, and then he was in the 18-yard box. Very close, very tactical, and very smart finish into the bottom right corner of the post, and then there was nothing the goalkeeper to do. And then the strike was super, hot, ferocious. So there was nothing the goalkeeper to do but, for the ball to be at the back of the net. So it was an amazing strike from Sané. It was an amazing first finish from, Vinicius Junior, and he kept going on, and then he ended in a 2-2 draw.
Would you say that was the fairest result we would have asked for last night?
Yes, because I would say that was the fairest result because we were not disappointed. All of these guys showed that they came out to play, and it was very, very amazing how they were able to perform at the level that they did. So I'm just excited for the way the whole game played out last night.
All right, let's give you some big stories from the home front. Let's begin with handball, where a popular American investor and financial executive, Charles Schwab, once said a man can succeed at almost anything for which he has unlimited enthusiasm. In this case, a 17-year-old Vera John is on course to becoming the greatest handball player the country has ever seen, as her passion and determination to succeed seem to know no bounds. John was part of Nigeria's under-18 girls team that picked up gold medals at the 13th African Games in Ghana earlier this year. But despite the achievement, the young athlete, who hails from Delta State, no doubt, said she was nowhere near her dream. Let's move on just to let you know that it was a great moment winning gold medal, according to her, for Nigeria at the African Games, and upon her arrival, she received a lot of calls from friends and families. Some people equally came around to say hello, but she says she's not living the dream yet. But let's look at handball. Nigeria is about to produce a great handball star in the making. Would this turn around the fortune of handball in Nigeria if she gets it right? and if she gets the needed support?
Yeah, if she gets in, you know, one thing, support can be overemphasized in terms when it comes to whatever any individual decides to do, whatever kind of support you get from, you know, friends, family, and maybe the government is going to go a very, very long way in helping you actualize your dream. That's if you put the work and then when the support comes. So the fact that she was able to go and secured a gold medal, and then she is saying that that is not just enough, that there is more work that needs to be done, that is not the dream yet. So it shows that, okay, this lady has passion for this sport, handball, and then she wants to push that forward and then make out something great for herself and then put her name out there in the map. So this boils down to the federation now, of the Handball Federation now. What do they do now? How do they come to create this atmosphere where other young players so would want to come and then train and perform at that same level? So she having this mindset of saying winning just a gold medal, it's not the goal, it's not the dream, means that, okay, she has more that she can offer. She believes she can be able to do more to be able to actualize her dream. So for the Handball Federation now, this is also going to put them on the map. A lot of persons will want to come and join in playing that same sport because the federation is doing so well, and again, we are seeing results already. So it boils down to the federation to come down and then start creating avenues, making awareness, going to schools, and then having their pitches, like the venues where they have their trainings and all of that. So that is the aspect that I feel the federation to do, and then obviously it's actually going to create more opportunities for young persons.
All right, that's handball, and we wish her the very best, and also for Nigeria in return. All right, let's talk football, the king of sports, and we're talking Federation Cup, FA Cup, you call it. Let's say the defending champions, Bendel Insurance Football Club of Benin, will on Wednesday begin the defense of the Federation Cup title when they take on Stormers of Ogun State in the round of 64 at the Old Parade Ground in Abuja at 4 p.m. That's the time. Make sure you're there. That's going to be today live.
Yeah.
And hopefully we'll be there to watch it. The champions beat Enugu Rangers 1-0 at the Stephen Kashi Asaba Delta State to win the title in 2023 to earn their fourth FA title. The Benin Arsenals began their journey in this year's FA Cup with a convincing 3-1 victory over the Ines Stars to lift their Edo FA Cup last month. The last time Insurance met Stormers was in Nigerian National League in 2021-2022 season, and Insurance triumphed 1-0 and 2-0 at home and away. Ines Stars, on the other hand, have been drawn against Kebbi United in the same round. Ines Stars defeated Crusaders FC of Bayelsa 2-0 early this month in Asaba to qualify for the round of 64. A win for Bendel Insurance in this encounter will earn the Benin-based boys a ticket to the round of 32. The match between Ines Stars and Kebbi United will also take place at the same venue at 1 p.m. For the Federation Cup, round of 64, still a lot of matches to go. But do you see Insurance getting all needed win this evening when they face the Stormers?
You know, they're coming out from a very, good results. Their enthusiasm is high, their spirit is high, they are coming out from a win, so that is going to boost them to be able to do more. And again, they are playing in the Old Parade Ground, the pitch where they are used to, and then they've won certain series of matches there, so them coming back to Abuja again to play, I feel there's a very, very long match to play, and then given the fact that they are defending champions, they'll want to put in more effort, put in their best to be able to remain at the top. So not looking away from other teams like Enugu Rangers that were defeated by them last year, and then who will be coming out with much firepower now to be able to see how far they can get to the finals, and if possibly win it. So there's a lot of matches to be played, and the way your beloved Bendel Insurance are starting, they are starting on a high note, and then I hope it plays out well for them, given the fact that there are very long matches to still play.
Okay, I heard you say my beloved Bendel Insurance. My beloved team is El Kanemi Warriors of Maiduguri. That's my favorite team.
Okay.
I have two teams. We've got El Kanemi Warriors of Maiduguri. We have BCC Lions of Boko, who obviously are not longer in existence, but I think these two teams are my favorite. I know yours is Heartland of Owerri.
Eyimba of Aba is my favorite. Those are my favorite. Eyimba of Aba.
Those are winners, right?
Not just that, because they are winners. I've been a fan of Imbo for a very long time. And again, Katsina United, because I have a thing with them in Katsina.
Yeah, we know that thing. I mean, okay, let's move on to the next talking points. We've got Harry Kane believes Jude Bellingham was trying to talk him into missing his penalty during Bayern Munich's compelling 2-2 draw with Real Madrid on Tuesday night. The bizarre moment came at a 1-1 when Bellingham approached his England captain as he waited to take his spot kick 10 minutes into the second half. Kane blocked out the 20-year-old to score only for Vinicius Junior to bury the late penalty of his own to put the Champions League semi-final clash. Next Wednesday, second leg. According to Spanish journalist Guillem Balague, the Real Madrid superstar had said to Kane, "You are going to kick it left," recalling the flashpoint with Bellingham. Kane said he didn't know what Bellingham was saying. I saw him mumbling something. But does that show you the passion the Galacticos have in terms of Jude Bellingham? That's what a great player does, trying to distract his opponent in the heat of it, regardless of the fact that they are both from the Three Lions of England.
You know, at this point now, they are competitors. You know, they are not playing for, you know, the same goal. Okay, they are playing for the same goal to win the championship, but they are not on the same team. So obviously he's going to do everything within his power to see that, okay, Harry Kane misses the penalty, and then missing a spot kick in this crucial position, in this crucial stage in the match, is something that would haunt a player for a very long time. So I guess he was just doing everything possible for Real Madrid to get the win away from, you know, home. And then yes, it talks more again about the passion of, you know, why he wants Harry Kane to miss the spot kick.
All right, that's Harry Kane. And but looking at both players, would you say it's Jude Bellingham was on duty last night? How will you describe his play last night in comparison to Harry Kane? Harry Kane, he practically did drive the German machines. He didn't just score the goals; he was moving.
True.
We could see him dribble, give some true pass.
Yes.
How would you describe Harry Kane?
Harry Kane's performance yesterday was
Jude Bellingham.
Okay, Harry Kane's performance yesterday was rated at 7%, and then Jude Bellingham's performance was rated at 5.5%. Right, so obviously Harry Kane outperformed him because Harry Kane was literally everywhere in yesterday's match. He was at the defense line, midfield, attacking, everywhere. Like you made mention, he dribbled, he gave true passes, he tried creating assists for, you know, Sani and other strikers as well. So his performance yesterday was just top-notch. It was even better than the last performance. It was better than his last performance against Arsenal. He performed on a higher level than he did with Arsenal because Real Madrid, obviously, it's a very, very tough side. They are the Galacticos, so you have to bring your A++ game if you want to remain in the competition, which was what Harry Kane did yesterday. Not discrediting Jude Bellingham. Jude Bellingham also performed at a 5.5% rating. He made some crucial runs, he made some crucial passes, but yesterday wasn't more like the night that he usually has. And then his performance was also okay, and then he got substituted in the 75th minute because Ancelotti needed more spice in the game. So when that happened, Modric came in, and then we all know what Modric brings to the floor whenever he's playing. So it was an amazing game from both of them, amazing performance, but last night Harry Kane was a better man against Jude Bellingham.
All right, you hear from the pundit himself. Harry Kane had the night to remember more than Jude Bellingham, but we still have some stories concerning that outing. It was perceived as the evening when a remarkable young talent might steal Harry Kane's thunder, and that is precisely what happened. But at least we forget Jude Bellingham isn't the only shooting star in Real Madrid's galaxy. This was the night where he merely danced on the very periphery of the broad shadow cast by Vinicius Junior, who book-ended a marvelous Champions League semi-final in one breath, teased the prospect of a rare victory, and in the next rescued the draw. Before we got into the final details, this was a belter of a tie. Truly it was. And for a short while in the second half, it seemed sure that it would have been decided by Bayern's favor by Kane's penalty for 2-1. We had already seen plenty undulations moments by the stage, first with the sheer splendor of Vinicius Junior's opener in the face of a tidal wave of pressure from Bayern, and then via the turnaround brought through Leroy Sané's equalizer after the break, with Rare cleverly still rattled. Bayern penalty was quickly won, and Kane nailed his kick, but only after he was joined on the spot by Bellingham. And looking at the issue, one man is talking this morning, Steve McManaman, who played for Real Madrid, who is also an English player, believes that Bellingham has had a greater impact on the club compared to legends like Zinedine Zidane, Ronaldo, and Luis Figo. Is that true?
I'm not totally agreeing with that, because you can't because you can't just go ahead and start, you know. Yes, he's at this point he's doing well. He's doing well. We are not going to take that credit away from him. Yes, Jude Bellingham is performing well, but you can't, you know, take the fact that Luis Figo, you can't take that away from Figo. You can't take it away from Zinedine Zidane. You can't do all. You can't take it from Ronaldo, Cristiano Ronaldo. You can't take it from the Brazilian Ronaldo. Yeah, you can't take all of that away from them, because he might get to that level, but he's still on the path to get to that level. But you can't just say no. You can't squash all these great names away because and then say
they made Real Madrid. They made the Galactico.
They made the Galactico. You can't discredit people like Kaká, Robinho, you know, and Zinedine Zidane, and just say no. Jude Bellingham, is he doing well? Yes, he's doing awesomely well.
Is he going to be as great as this? Yes.
Yes, he's going to be. He's on the path. Yes, we can't just categorically say 100% yes, but he's on the path. We are seeing this
more than one season wonder, right?
Yes, that's just what we are looking out for, and we're hoping that plays out well, well for him.
He's looking at Jude Bellingham's age. Jude Bellingham just 20, and he's already on the path of greatness with the likes of Figo, Zidane, and Ronaldo. Do you think before he turns 25, oh boy, he might just be on top of the list?
Possibly, yes, he might be on top of the list if he continues with this same level of performance, being in form, and, you know,
goes already this season.
Not partying too much and not doing a whole lot of things that would like distract him from his game. So he is going to, if he stays focused and keeps going at this pace that he's going, definitely in the next 5 years, for 5 years, we should be counting him with the likes of Zinedine Zidane, Cristiano Ronaldo, and then, you know, among one of the greats of Real Madrid, just like what Phil Foden is doing in Manchester United and Manchester City now. So in the next 4 or 5 years, we should be counting him as one of the greats of, you know, Manchester United, Manchester City. Sorry.
I guess you're in love with Manchester
I'm not in love. I'm just scared for the fact that they are selling everybody off in Manchester United.
Have you bought any?
I thought I saw your name up for sale too, as a fan.
All right, that's it. On a lighter note, but the truth is that let's take it to Old Trafford where they want to sell the entire team, only 3 players not for sale. All right, but there's something more scary coming out of Manchester United. Very scary. You have to be scared if you're a Manchester United fan, because the big story tells us that Bruno Fernandes has hinted he could consider a shock exit from Manchester United just a day after reporters suggested the club were open to sell the majority of their squad in a drastic overhaul this summer. Erik ten Hag won the Carabao Cup and led United to the 3rd place in his debut season in the Premier League, but has endured a nightmare second campaign at Old Trafford. United marooned in 6th place on the league table, were dumped out of the Champions League in the group stage, and their defense of the League Cup ended prematurely. Ten Hag's men reached the FA Cup final for the 2nd straight season after surviving a major scare against Coventry, but their chances of upsetting Manchester City in the repeat of last season's showpiece appear remote. The club captain Fernandes has been one of the few positive notes in their otherwise dismal campaign, scoring 15 goals in 45 appearances in all competitions and setting up a further 11. Would this be the end of Manchester United if Bruno, for any reason, decides to jump ship?
You see, now, like he said, they need to show him that he's wanted.
Ambitious.
Yes, that, okay, yes, we like what you bring to the table, we want you to still remain here. But if he's not saying that, that means, obviously, they are not happy with you. And then if you are not happy in a place, if he is no longer happy, because for him to come out and say this now, he's having thoughts in his mind that, okay, I think this is time for me to just move, it's not working out again. That's why he came out to probably say that, okay, if they don't want him, he's leaving. He just don't want to, like, make it look as if he's not happy. And he wants to leave.
Is he fair to say that he's the captain of the team and he's been one of those that have been performing top notch? Nobody has made any statement to suggest Bruno Fernandes is one person that would not be kept.
Yeah, he has been performing very well. He has been trying to carry the whole team in his back, you know. If they are losing, he tries to like create plays and try to even score goals. But now, for him coming out to say this, now he feels his work is not being appreciated. He feels the effort he's putting in for the team to win, for the club to advance, is not being appreciated. That's why he's considering an exit. So I don't know where he will be exiting to. I don't know what club will want to get him at this point. But he's a very valuable player. I would even say he should go to Chelsea because of the way he's playing. And then
your career, go to Chelsea. Just go to Real Madrid.
I don't think he's on that level for Real Madrid yet.
Are you serious?
I don't think
Bruno Fernandes.
Yes, I don't think he's on that level for Real Madrid now. Because okay, now if he goes to Real Madrid, who is he going to bench?
That's the problem. Toni Kroos
can what?
Toni Kroos can now resign for good.
Toni Kroos doesn't look like someone.
Because if Modric leaves and we have many, we've got a Bellingham. The next perfect fit is Bruno Fernandes because he's got the skill set for Real Madrid. He is a Galactico in the making.
What about have you looked at Thiago Silva or De Bruyne? Have you seen? You don't see them fitting into Real Madrid.
No. Fernandes is a special. He's a Portuguese. I would not want to lose Fernandes for anything, but he's a player. Just imagine how good he is playing with a team that's not at his best, not even half at his best, talking about Manchester United. Then imagine him playing with a team as good as Real Madrid. He's going to be on top of the world.
I don't totally see him fitting in, but we'll still see what the future holds for him. But at the other flip side, I feel his work is not being appreciated. He feels it's not being appreciated the way he's supposed. That's why he's.
Do you think increase of his salary, like federal government is doing for workers today in Nigeria, would be a trick to keep him? How do you think Manchester can actually keep hold of Bruno Fernandes, not letting him go?
They need to like get more support system for him. Like let every other person, you know, come to the same table, be on the same team, build a team around him, right? He's the captain of the team. Then they just build a team around him and then see how they are going to win games, get a coach that is going to help them, you know, use the talents that they have wisely and they use them very well so that they can be able to come out from all this back and forth that they've been going.
Yesterday we had the story about Ten Hag being wanted back by Ajax. Do you think the sack of Ten Hag would make Bruno stay? If they sack Ten Hag and he's allowed to make a choice for an incoming coach and players to bring into the team, that would keep him. You
know, that means now they are bringing him in and then they are letting him know that your opinion in this matter matters. So I think that might, you know, make him stay because obviously if they give him those options, that means they are telling him directly, hey, we appreciate what you do, we want you to remain here. So it's just like them giving him the key to the city. So if they do that, obviously he would want to stay.
Do you think that's the right move to make? Because we saw PSG do that with Kylian Mbappe. It worked technically for them because Mbappe agreed to stay, but it also got to Mbappe's head where he began to feel too special and put down other players around him, and it was counterproductive at the end. Messi had to leave, Neymar had to leave, and now PSG did not really achieve their aim.
Yeah, PSG didn't achieve their aim at that point, but I feel maybe it got to Mbappe's head given the fact that we all know Mbappe is very young and that probably plays one of the role why that didn't happen the way it was. It did happen, so it didn't totally work out for PSG. But I feel Bruno Fernandes is more mature and would be able to handle whatever power, whatever circumstance that will come in line with the fact that, okay, they're giving him options, opinions. Let him know that his opinions matter. Who would you want to play with? What coach would you want to coach the team? So if that happens, I feel he would stay, and then I hope it doesn't just get into his head.
All right, still talking Old Trafford matters. Let's talk about one man who is going from bad to worse. Let's tell you that Marcus Rashford was spotted cozying up with Colombian-born mother, Rika Correa. No wonder he's no longer scoring the goals on a night out in Manchester. According to reports, the Manchester United star is thought to have been single since splitting with his teenage sweetheart, Lucia Loy, in summer of 2023. The then couple, both 26, first started dating at the age of 15 while studying at Ashton on Mercy School in Greater Manchester, and Rashford proposed to Loy in May 2022 during a post-season getaway in California. But the relationship is believed to have run its course when the pair decided to separate a year later in June, with sources at the time claiming the couple remained very close friends. Rashford prompted a speculation that he had reconciled with his ex-fiancée in November last year when the pair were spotted having dinner at the French wine bar in Manchester, but Loy and England international have not been spotted together publicly since. As per The Sun, Rashford has now moved on from his former relationship and is said to have grown close to Correa, who moved to Liverpool as 5-year-old before being spotted on the streets of the city aged 13 and going on to have a glamorous modeling career. And I know you have a good idea about what Rashford is doing right now and what he's going through. Can you take us through, as a young man, what it feels like having so much money in the bank and splitting from your ex, and now you've got Tiffany around and all that? We're just calling names,
Okay, you're calling names. Record names now.
No, okay, just guess the name. But, okay. Oh, am I right? All right.
I don't know. Should I call a name?
No. You suggested like as if I was right.
I don't know. So I just know. I'm just wondering if I should call a name.
No.
I shouldn't call.
Okay. I couldn't pronounce the girl's name, so I just had to spill a name.
Oh, you just had to spill a name. Well, the way it's going now, okay. I don't even know. One Manchester United fan player is saying...
I don't understand. Why did you so much laughter because you had a name I called?
No, I'm just surprised that you're just like taking the back seat when I asked if you're calling names now. Okay. So one Manchester United fan is saying if he's wanted, he's going to stay. The other one is out there, trying to get...
Now
that's the problem. Maybe lies, I guess. Because, okay, I think he just wants, he's just probably overwhelmed and he needs companionship and all. But I feel he should just find a way now. It's almost, they have a very big match at hand, which he should be getting ready for, and then probably off-season he can start working something out. But currently I feel he should just focus more on the match that they have at hand, and then maybe some persons like Queen Ea would help some Manchester United fans, focus more and then hope they get to win their match against Manchester City.
Okay, let's move on to the next big story. We've got the biggest story. We've got EPL managers' rating is up next for review. It's just a handful of games for the Premier League clubs. Some thoughts would have already turned into next season. First, there is the title race to decide with Arsenal still leading the way, point club Manchester City. Let's look at the ratings for managers. You're dead. For you, how would you rate the managers number?
Okay, talking about managers now. Talking about the managers now and the ratings. Obviously, for me, and I'm entitled to my own.
Why are you laughing?
Talking about managers now, so we'll start from Pep Guardiola, right? For me, he's like the number one. He's like the number one coach now in the Premiership.
See something down there.
He's like the number one coach now in the Premier League, followed by Jurgen Klopp, and then Mikel Arteta. Obviously, that's my own Mikel Arteta.
Okay.
Yeah, Mikel Arteta. So that's like the best. That's like the best rating for me. So obviously now, look, I always say it, and I've been saying it, that there is no way Arsenal is going to win the Premiership. Not that they are not doing good, but they are doing good. They are number one on the table currently with just 1 point, and we know the person tailing them, the team tailing them right now is Manchester City. So Manchester City has like outstanding 2-3 games to play, and most of these games now are like with West Ham and other small teams like that we're hoping they can clinch a draw, and the moment they clinch a draw, automatically they are on the table, they are leading the table, and then now they still have 1 more point, 1 more match cleared off. So with that now, I'm sure Pep Guardiola would want to put everything in place now for him to be able to like get that win. So coming from then Jurgen Klopp, we have seen the amount of work that he has done with Liverpool, amount of trophies he has won, though they are third in the Premier League table, and then it seemed like they are having some kind of issues with it. He's having issues now with him and Mo Salah on the sideline. Now it's even in public. They don't even quarrel anymore in the dressing room. So I just hope that that's, pounds out well for them, and then they probably get to their second position in the table. But I don't really see that happening right now, because they're like...
Okay, like the 2 names you called, they were like Manchester United,
Manchester City. I said Manchester City, Liverpool, Arsenal, then I can't call Manchester United. Chelsea. I can't call Manchester.
Okay, so how would you rank David Moyes, Erik ten Hag, Mauricio Pochettino? How would you say they're in the same group in terms of ranking of the managers in the EPL for now? Yeah,
I think they're in the same ranking because all of them have their own, challenges that they are facing, and then they are looking to, most of them actually being, their job is actually on the line. So I think I'll rate them the same, and then probably I would, all fair, to be fair right now, I'll rate Erik ten Hag higher than Pochettino, because obviously we are seeing the amount of work he's doing. We know from your work, we are seeing it's showing on the Premier League table.
Where would you put Tottenham coach? We know that Tottenham Angel Postecoglou is doing well in terms of the rankings within the first 5 already. We've got Emery of Aston Villa
doing great, yes,
within the top 5. So shouldn't once you get you've got Mikel Arteta, you've got Pep Guardiola, you've got Jurgen Klopp, shouldn't Emery Postecoglou be following suit in terms of ranking of their team?
Yeah, in terms of ranking of the team and the current Premier League table, that's the current statue of the Premier League, I think he should come next after, since he's actually performing, his team is actually performing well at the top 5 right now. But aside that, generally, if not because of the setbacks that a few of these coaches had, they are going to be, their teams, obviously we all know, they are actually, contending teams that would be like in the top 5. But the reason for the fact that they had all these, issues and then all these little hiccups in their teams this season, that has pushed them down. But that cannot mean that we'll discredit them and say, no, these are not good coaches. They're actually amazing coaches. They've done better in their previous team before coming to the Premier League. And this is the first time, maybe, first 2 seasons for them in the Premiership, and then it's a different ball game. And they are going to fit in, they are going to find their way, they are going to find their landing space, and then when they do that, we know how well they will do, instead of begging for their jobs and begging for other things for like hours, probably from probably 8 till like 11 p.m.
All right, let's see how that goes. Nice one. We're in the game, and this is what we do for a living, throw drives and get the job done. All right, let's talk basketball, where the New York Knicks failed to close out an opening playoff series win Tuesday Tuesday after Philadelphia 76ers came back 112-106 win in Game 5, and the Knicks had the chance to seal a spot in the Eastern Conference semifinals for the second straight year as they hosted the Sixers in front of the Celebrity Field, Madison Square Garden, and were seconds away from doing so. However, let's tell you that Tyrese Maxey came up clutch for Philadelphia with 7 points in the final 25 seconds of regulation time, and the 76ers trailed by 6 points with 28 seconds left in regulation before Maxey pulled out a comeback that evoked memories of Reggie Miller's 8 points in 9 seconds for Indiana Pacers. I can't forget that. That's far back in 1995 at the Madison Square Garden. But let's also let you know that the All-Star guard converted the 4-point play with 25 seconds remaining to cut it to 2. And after Josh Hart's free throw produced a game-tying 3 from the logo in the dying seconds of regulation to force the game into a dramatic overtime finish. And that's how the cookie crumbled, talking about it. And we've got someone waving like Tiffany would do whenever she comes across, trying to get the yellow man across to the other side of the divide. Let's look at Eastern Conference. Very interesting 76ers. It's Reggie Miller's reminder.
You know, the Madison Square Garden is a place where miracles happen, right? So another one happened last night for, you know, Tyrese Maxey, who pulled up from deep, from the logo actually, over 45 feet away for him to do. That was where he took that miracle shot, and then they were actually losing 3 points, and then he was able to tie the game. And then Joel Embiid, our very own Cameroonian, who, you know, was able to play very good defense, and then when the New York Knicks were trying to close up the game, he was able to play very good defense and then got a block that led to overtime. So that was what happened in the game that led to, you know, the 76ers securing forcing actually a game 6. So hopefully when they go back home to play in Philly, they will be able to secure the win and then probably force a game 7. But them forcing a game 7 and going to New York to play, I don't see them, you know, winning.
Why?
Because we know how it is in New York. Those fans are very, very wild, and then it was a miracle for them to actually survive because Joel Embiid was booed all through the game. It got into his head, and again somehow he was able to, you know, still maintain his cool, be professional, and still was able to manage to play very good defense, a crucial defense that was needed by his teammate and the fans. And then he was able to do that, secured the block, got the ball, and then the game was over. They played out 112 to 106. That's in overtime. 6 points difference. Yes.
All right, 6 point difference no means feat. We'll go for a very quick break. We'll return from the break. We'll come back and we have more talk sports stories to share with you, and so that we can make your day truly amazing. Stay with us after this break. Right, welcome back to Talk Sports, and let's give you some other stories making the rounds. We know today is going to be the second part of the UEFA Champions League. Last night was amazing, where we had the Galacticos Real Madrid take on Bayern Munich and a 2-2, and it sets up a very thrilling second leg where a winner must emerge. Tonight is no different, as Borussia Dortmund will be taking the might of France in Paris Saint-Germain. So it's going to be Kylian Mbappe and the boys going to hold sway against Dortmund. Let's look at head-to-head. Borussia Dortmund taking on Paris Saint-Germain, so that we have an idea what we'll be expecting tonight in the UEFA Champions League.
Okay, looking at it head-to-head from the last 4 matches that were played between Borussia Dortmund and PSG. So in February 18, 2020, same UEFA Champions League, Dortmund won the match 2-1 against PSG. They played at home, and then in the second leg, PSG won 2-0. And then in the third match that they played, that was on the 19th of September 2023, PSG won that one again 2-0. And then the last fixture between Dortmund and PSG in December of 2020, September.
The first game.
The first
game they played in terms of head-to-head.
Head-to-head, in first game they played in terms of head-to-head, PSG, Dortmund won 2-1 against PSG
at home.
Yes.
Okay.
And then the second match now that they played, that's now PSG is now home in Paris Saint-Germain. That was on the 11th of March, which was ended 2-0. If you're looking at it in favor of PSG, that means now they have home power, from what I'm saying now, from the head-to-head, the first 2 games. Then the third one that was played again in the home of PSG, PSG won that same match 2-0. 2-0 again.
Clean sheets. So PSG has the ability to have clean sheets at home.
Yes.
Dortmund gives away goals
at home.
So we could safely say PSG has the firepower to dent their defense line.
Home and away.
Yes. So looking at tonight's game, we know that Dortmund qualified against all odds against Atletico Madrid. Nobody saw them beating Atletico, knowing how defensive and how rugged Diego Simeone's teams always play. How do you see this first leg panning out? Because Paris Saint-Germain is going to be at home. Do you see any difference from what head-to-head has told us?
From what I'm saying now and from the head-to-head from the previous games that they've played, I think I see Borussia Dortmund winning at home, but giving away 1 goal. It's either going to play out a draw or Borussia Dortmund win. No, maybe 1-1 or 2-1 in favor of Borussia Dortmund, right? But at the other flip side, I don't think they will be able to go away from home and then beat PSG because of, given from the stats we've seen the firepower of the Paris Saint-Germain and all of that. So I don't think, they can be able to sustain the firepower away from home. Borussia Dortmund are very, very stubborn when it comes home. We just saw what played out between Atletico Madrid and Borussia Dortmund. It was looking as if they were not playing well in Atletico Madrid's home, but the moment they came back home with their fans, the support, and family members and all of that, they were able to play much better than the way they played in Borussia Dortmund, and then they were able to in Atletico Madrid, and then they were able to secure the win. So I see the same thing playing out here. They might secure a win, maybe a 2-1 win or probably a 1-1 draw at their home, and then probably give it away.
I don't know. I just have this feeling Paris Saint-Germain is going to win. That's my for the first time I'm going to be making a prediction. I see Paris Saint-Germain winning 2-0 against Borussia Dortmund on today's encounter. And if that is the case, you're going to put your money where your mouth is, and you're going to get lots of Kudi in return.
Oh, okay.
Paris Saint-Germain beat Dortmund 2-0 tonight.
At their home.
Yes, I only say in the United States. in the Champions League tonight. That's something you can put your money on. And let's see, what's your prediction on that encounter?
For me, I think if it's, I'm going with
what the book says.
Yeah, I'm going with what the book says because I know how intense, how aggressive Dortmund are at home. So I feel I'm going with Dortmund in this one. 2-1 in favor of Borussia Dortmund.
All right, sir. So 2-0 in favor of Paris Saint-Germain is my prediction for tonight's UEFA Champions League. So we're going to see whose prediction comes true. What's the bet on it?
Bet? Launch on you tomorrow.
On me if I win or what? I don't understand.
Okay, if I win, the launch is on you, and if you win,
if I win, I'm going to have you and
just do it.
Do lunch for me. Host me on lunch and dinner same day.
Who is T?
Well, that you find that out after the show. All right, that's how we're going to wrap up today's edition of the program Talk Sport. We want to say thank you for joining us as we celebrate Global Television Talk Sport 1 year anniversary. Do well to bring football, table tennis, and every sporting equipment down to the studios so that we can join in this celebration of 1 year talking sport. As we say thank you for being with us for 1 full year blast talking sport on the program. And for workers across the world, happy Workers' Day, especially for Nigerians here. And go out there, make sure you do some sport so that your productivity will be at the highest level. My name is Anthony Momodi saying good morning and thanks for being with us.
Good morning.
Thank you.